Segment of the Bob Pod, episode 1 is going to be a little recap run through of what happened last week in college football in the semifinals of the
Big
playoffs.
plays.
Big plays, yeah. Lots of devastating things for your boy happened that last week, but we'll talk about that. We're gonna do a little run through week 17 NFL, what happened last week, the NHL Winter Classic, also just some games that happened last week as well, some big games, Pittsburgh,
Yep.
Boston. That was a good shootout game, and then some of the NBA, just craziness that's always going on in the NBA. So,
This
all
league.
right, Let's start it off though with it's a sad time, but my Texas
Are we going?
Longhorns got beat by Washington in the semifinals. Yeah, and everybody's a hater, so that's
But,
what happens. But
in theory, though, Ewers had a phenomenal game, though. I mean, he still managed to throw over 300 yards, still had a touchdown at big-time moments. You can't give him all that, yeah.
It was really more so in the second half. The guy didn't do a lot. I mean, we were getting our defense was actually playing pretty good, getting 2 Penix.
Right.
But Penix, man, that guy just he had a call for every time somebody was coming through. So, I mean,
that
to
was
lead
the
in,
main
it does.
Yeah.
To lead into, it's just crazy because the dude has been hurt. Like, that's kind of the thing about Penix is like if he would have never got hurt when he was at Illinois or Indiana, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Indiana. Yeah, Indiana.
Yeah,
And
he was just crazy.
Do you think that's why he's not been talked about as being that number 1 pick so far? Because he has had those 4 injuries now.
Yeah,
I
It's a
mean,
good possibility, but I mean, a lot of it has to deal with the way his arm angle looks when he throws the ball.
His arm,
a lot of people are
so
going
funky.
everything, but he throws dimes. He's putting the ball on the run. I mean, he's putting good balls out there to get catch, but it's just the way he looks when he throws it is just one of those things that catches the audience of like, that's just weird to me.
There'll be coaches that look at that are going to be like, oh, like,
100%.
if his arm strength is throwing like this, even with like bad form, like.
Yeah,
correct.
I'm sure there's some coaches in the NFL that are going to be like, "Oh yeah, dude, we can work with that
totally
easily. We can work."
I mean, I put out a little memo to Sean over at Denver to hey, maybe we take a look at this if we're not going to have Russ moving forward. So
I mean,
and
Michael Penix finished 29 of 38, 430 and 2 tubs. 430 in the semifinal game. I mean, the motherfucker was just slinging it, and he did well in recognizing opportunities to like extend plays, but with his feet. But he does a really good job of keeping his eyes downfield, and still like, dude, he would make some throws like that weren't even obviously like throwaways or out of bounds, but back foot fucking spins it like 30 yards downfield and 20 yards out of bounds. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this fucking guy.
And on the other side, it's like, what happens with Michigan now? Like, if they win the national championship after beating Alabama like this, dude, does Harbaugh say, "All right, I did it. Now I'm going back to the NFL," or like,
I think he's doing that. I think for sure. So. I think he's out. Oh no, I think he's out after, regardless of this season. I think that's just my opinion. But let's touch on that Michigan game. What do you what were some of the takeaways from? First of all, I was just surprised at how fucking physical Michigan was against Bama. I mean, up front, they were just controlling the line of scrimmage. And I guess it was a little bit like a tale of 2 halves. Yes, like right out the
100%.
Right out the jump, I was
they
like,
were punching in the chin. They were getting in the trenches. It was getting dirty in there, and they did a great job. Because Alabama's got some big boys, and they're known for having big boys.
Exactly.
Well, they
popped their chest out too.
Their coach literally, after like that bad of a period in time in the game where they were just nothing was kind of hitting, they were still getting plays back from Michigan. Like it should have been kind of a blowout for a little bit, because I feel like in that first half Michigan was kind of doing stuff, and Alabama was like, and then after half, Alabama comes out and they're like, "Oh no, we're still Bama, we're still
right,"
and makes it a game. And I don't know, it's just
I would say Corum definitely helped get the pass game going. I mean, he almost had 100 yards on the ground, But
Dude.
that gave McCarthy a lot of chance to get downfield. I mean, McCarthy's downfield vision got him almost like 250 yards and then 3 touchdowns. That's big time. But if you don't have a run game, especially against Alabama, you're not going to open up a pass game whatsoever.
I love that Blake Corum, dude. I fucking love his style.
Yeah,
He's just a fucking grinder, dude.
North and South, baby.
Yes,
you don't see it a whole lot anymore.
He's almost averaging almost 5 yards a carry right now. He's up,
and that's phenomenal,
right?
That might be first rounder right there.
And they run the shit out of the ball too. It's one thing if it's what you're Washington State and you rush for like 10 yards a carry, but you run the ball fucking 4 times a game.
Correct.
Like Michigan is fucking running the ball, and this guy's popping off 5 yards a carry, dude. That's going to be huge for this next week.
Yeah, and I was pretty impressed with J.J. McCarthy, honestly, as a
quarterback.
Great game management.
I don't know if it's just because past J.J. McCarthy's, last year losing to TCU and it just was. I was like, what are we gonna get out of him? Is it big game scaredness?
Right.
What is this? Wobbly knees? Yeah. What is this wobbly knees guy out here? But no, I mean, dude, even on that, I think it was. I'm not sure if it was a 3rd and long or a 2nd long. I can't remember, but he took off around the end, just running, and it was like,
he's nice.
He's got a little bit of wheels on him. Okay.
Yeah. He can scoop.
No.
So knowing what we know, what is our pick for Monday night? Are we going Washington or are we going Michigan here?
Yeah, let's let all right, DJ, you take this one. I want to hear DJ's pick first.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Harbaugh.
Okay.
I think their defense is too physical. I think
totally.
I mean,
same for you then, Penna?
So I like Michigan. I don't like the line that they're at. If you guys looked, I think the line was 4.5.
4.5, yeah.
4.5, and the over under is 55, I believe. I'm thinking like 24. I'm thinking like 24, 21, 28, 24 Michigan. Like they're gonna try to grind that
close.
Oh, I think it's gonna be tight, real tight.
What are you thinking, Clay?
I'm going 31-21 Washington.
Whoa.
I'm going the opposite here. I mean, everyone last week talked about, hey, Texas's defense is ready to go. They're going to blow out the Huskies, and that wasn't the case. I mean, not to say about Texas, but Washington plays great. They have great management, good defense. They got one of the best secondaries in the league by far, so you can't go deep over the top on them. And that's what Michigan's going to have to work on. As long as Washington can stop the run game, I think we're
Michigan kind of fucking held, at least in the secondary. That's what I was most surprised with their defense is they kind of held Alabama. Like, I don't remember Bama having a lot of deep shots down the field. And granted, this year's the first year I can remember in a while where I don't know anybody from Bama's receiving core, right? Typically, the past 5 years they've got, fucking first round draft picks out the ass. And now this is the first year I'm like, I don't really know anybody in their whiteout room.
Not only that, Milroe. I mean, Milroe didn't even have a great season this year, to start off, and then he kind of came back around. But I think Michigan was finally time to beat Alabama. I think it was time.
So my pick is going to be Washington, but I think it's going to be 33-30. I think it's going to come down to the last little bit.
So it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah, so I think because this is my reasoning, okay? Because I said before the Texas-Washington game, even when the Huskies have a bad game, like think about it. Even with the Texas game, they were tied. At one point they were tied. It was still close. It was like a 1-possession game, and 2 of those receivers have freaking over 100 yards. Even when they're bad, they're getting plays out. And if he can, if Penix can go without getting sacked, the dude is he's a decision maker. He can make plays happen, and so I mean, also Texas losing it only makes sense that the loss be to the national championship winner. So I mean,
right.
I'm gonna hit
if
that.
we have to lose this 30.
And what'd you say the over was, Penna?
55. So you got You're taking the over too. So you got Washington, and you're laying the points, right? You're getting 4.5, and
I
the
know
over.
Michigan's not going to want to play a dogfight game. They're not going to want to do that, but I don't
No.
think they have an option. If these boys start scoring, they're going to have to start scoring too.
Right,
Those wide
right.
receivers are too good. So
It's going to
dude,
rely
and they
on
did that,
Michigan's
though.
secondary.
that Aduze
But
kid is
Michigan
a
did
fucking
that
dog.
against Alabama. They had play like that last play to go down, or that last drive to go all the way down like that. They can do it.
Yeah,
They just don't
that's
want
true.
to have to do it. Yeah.
Right.
But what does this all translate to, boys? This all translates to who goes to the NFL next year. And,
Facts.
there's some bad teams out there, Titans and Saints.
Whoa!
So,
Hey, fuck you.
transition,
Excuse
week
me?
17, last week, there's a bunch of eliminators. The
Yep.
Broncos been eliminated 2 weeks ago. So, I just kind of my thoughts. What as the Titans are, what's their record? They have 5 wins, right?
5 and 11.
11.
5 and 11. So, what do y'all look? Is Will Levis the guy? I mean, what are you taking into
100%.
next week? Because we saw
yeah.
Vrabel talk about, nobody likes to fucking lose. I'm not. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he's like,
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to fucking lose,
Yeah.
And he don't like. I totally understand that. Coming from, we all played sports. You don't want to fucking lose
We
any
have to
sport.
protect him. Like the dude is
That's the
always
biggest
getting
thing.
hit. Like our offensive line is horrible.
Awful.
And so that transitions into Ryan Tannehill starting because they don't want to get him hurt. So Tannehill's going to start this week.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
fine,
want Will to play. I really don't. I want to just end the season. Let's go into it. I think I was talking earlier on the fact of if we could lose and the Chargers and Patriots win, that drops us to number 4 overall. That's huge. That gives us obviously one of the best tackles in the game, or it could probably give us Marvin Harrison. I don't think he's going to drop that low, but there is a chance that we could take one of those two, and that's what we need. I don't think we need a quarterback. And I think Will Levis
might actually have to get a running back too on top of the lineman because I don't know if Derek's going to stay with us next year.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys saw that news yesterday that Adam Schefter broke about Dalvin. I thought for sure. I thought Derek would have been sprinkled in there too.
I don't know if he's the same as he was. Like, why would the Jets just? Why would the Jets just like?
He ain't there
and
anymore.
so, I mean, even Minnesota had to have known something because pushing him out to New York and then him going to New York and laying a fat egg like that, it was like,
and
it's like they knew it was coming.
It's been so weird with Minnesota these past couple of seasons because remember last year it was like, okay, Alexander Madison, he gets his opportunities and he fucking balls out, and then he gets he gets the full load this year, and then they got fucking Ty Chandler taking more carries than him.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's do we just are they just fucking passing on backs, or they're not, or they just not giving that opportunity to that guy to like, okay, man, like this is your job, and you have to. It's your job to lose, opposed to like, hey, if you fuck up one time, a couple of times, like here comes Ty Chandler.
Yeah. And okay, so boys, we're kind of getting away from week 17. I know that's what we're saying we got to go back to. So think about last week though. There's little conspiracies. Dallas Lions game. Did he check in? Did he not?
100%. We all saw that, and it goes back to the same thing. I know it's years ago, but when the Saints are running a wheel route and he gets hit 5 yards beforehand, it's like, dude, we saw him go over there and talk to the referee, just like we all saw the ball got hit by 4 yards before he even got there. We all saw him make that conversation and to make that play in a big time way. And then to throw it back like, oh, no, we're not going to review that. That's not what we talked about. We're just going to kick you to the curb. Sorry, buddy.
Dan Campbell even came out and said that he drew it up for them on a whiteboard before the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like drew up the play, like showed them the play. Like this is what's happening.
100%.
And that's a pretty typical thing. Like refs come up before, like especially the head coaches, and they go like, hey, is there any trick plays or stuff that we should be looking out for? And if you have those plays, that's your opportunity to bring it up. The one thing I will say, right, is, the ref fucked up. But at that moment, right, I think that guy like really needs to fucking, because the ref's like, he's worrying about spots, he's worrying about play, the play clock, a bunch of other shit. He's not worrying about that guy. So if you're checking, you have to like physically like grab, or not grab because you'll get flagged, but like hey man, like I am fucking checking and walking over there. I think is what you would expect. Like, oh, why is this offensive lineman walking over to me?
You would think.
But
So what I think happened, and I've seen multiple videos. I've seen Pat McAfee's show. They covered it too. I think what they did is they sent both linemen over there to look like they both checked in. One of them says, "I'm not eligible." The other one's saying, "I'm eligible."
Right.
And that makes sense.
The ref's like, no, 70 said it, 68 didn't. And so I think that's what it was.
I think
and
it would have been too obvious.
Obviously, as a ref, you can't say.
One lineman. Like
exactly.
One lineman walked over there. I think it would have been too obvious to the defense. Like, okay, why is this guy walking over to the ref?
Yeah. But it comes back down to every time it's like they want to be a part of the game sometimes. I'm like,
They do.
Like, why?
And it's fucked up too, because the NFL, right? You get like the ref announces, who's eligible. In all others, like all other levels, high school, college, that doesn't happen. Like you have to do that as the defense, like recognize, like, oh shit, this guy, this tackle is wearing an eligible number. This guy's eligible. Oh shit, he's not covered up by the end man on the line of scrimmage by the receiver. This guy's eligible, and that's something that as coaches you practice. Like, hey, if you see that guy in the end of the line of scrimmage not covered wearing an eligible number, you scream out. We all heard it, right? Growing up, eligible.
All day long.
So
but see, I don't know when it changed how to say eligible, because I know sometimes you can just go to the line and brush your chest, and that means you're eligible. Like that, you're telling the referee, I'm eligible.
And I think it's a pre-game conversation.
Right?
Hey, coach, what's your signal if you're going to have a guy eligible? Oh, I'm going to brush my jersey. I think a lot of that kind of comes into play too, going into it.
Yeah.
Going back on week 17, I'm just kind of looking at some of the games that were like kind of some big ones, right? That Ravens,
your team.
Yeah. The Bucks game was huge. That was, fuck, we were beating the goddamn shit out of them for fucking 3 quarters in a row. I mean, Baker looked great all season. He looked like shit last Sunday. We were on his ass.
That means it's still open though, right? Like the division's still available to be taken. Like, but it's not in your hands, is it?
We have to win. We have to beat Atlanta on Sunday, and the Bucks have to lose to Carolina. So we need a little help. I know.
Good luck.
It's tough. It's gonna be a tough one on Sunday.
If the Bucks don't lose, then you guys aren't in.
If the Bucks don't lose, and if we win, it doesn't matter because they got
there is a small chance of the Bills not making the playoffs. Have we seen that scenario?
Big chance.
Oh yeah,
big chance. Actually,
Miami could win, Steelers win, and I think the Jags win. They get out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
the Bills have the
last game.
So they start doing
games happen? If those games happen and Jacksonville wins and the Steelers win, then the Bills. I was reading up on it. They literally, it's like if they win, they're the 2nd seed. If they lose, they don't even make playoffs.
That's wild. That's wild.
So do you start trading players away? Do you go to a rebuild? What do you do? I mean, it's almost 3 years in a row.
No.
You go get a real running back. You go get a real running back.
I like
somebody
James
that
Cook.
can.
They put a lot of James Cook.
Yeah, but you gotta do the Dallas way with him. I think you get a big Derrick Henry type running back.
They brought Lenny.
And then, I
him.
haven't seen that dude do anything. He was out for a year. He's sitting with me on my couch.
I've seen his fucking practice photos with his fucking legs 10 times the size of my head.
Yes, big boy.
Yeah, look like me out there, honestly.
Playoff Lenny.
So that Ravens Dolphins game was huge. And then I'm telling you, man, I'm really impressed with how those fucking Browns are playing right now. Joe fucking Flacco, man.
Dude, he's the comeback player. I know a lot of it was talked about Damlin.
Damar Hamlin.
Damar Hamlin was the comeback player of the year, but Joe Flacco coming out of left field.
I know.
4 games in a row, 300 yards every game.
Previous Bronco.
You would have never guessed that. I would have never guessed that. And now they're in the playoffs.
Joe Flacco, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
It sucks.
No, he's
I mean, when you have 12 quarterbacks since you won a Super Bowl, it really just stings you. It's like, fuck. You can win all the Super Bowls in the world, but you have 12 quarterbacks in 8 years. It sucks.
Yeah, that's not good. It's not a good franchise right there.
No, not at all.
We don't go that far. We got the richest owner in any sports history.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad to have
Walmart,
Elway
baby,
as your owner.
Walmart.
Yeah. But yeah, there was a lot of big games last week. I think this week there's a lot on the line. I mean, I think there's 8 or 9 different ways that a lot of these teams could be kicked out of the playoff race just by an upset or a few marginal errors. It's going to be a fun week to watch for sure, especially tomorrow's games. Right, tomorrow's games.
Yeah.
We got Houston and the Colts.
No, that's today.
Oh, is that today?
Yeah,
Okay, so
Saturday.
Steelers
Houston and
Ravens
Colts.
1:30.
And it's
Houston
Steelers
Colts is
Ravens.
at
That's a big one.
Dude, that Houston Indy game is going to be winning. You're in. That's pretty much what's on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the same thing for Green Bay as well? Like
yeah, Green Bay has a chance. Yeah, Green Bay has to win.
Yeah,
and I
Green
think
Bay's seventh right now.
the Redskins need to beat, or
They're
the Redskins,
on the bubble.
the Commanders need to beat the Cowboys.
Oh God.
Dude, you're getting throttled now. You can't say that.
You gotta throw it all around, baby. I mean, you got scenarios on.
True.
Yeah, no, the Packers. The Packers are currently in the seventh spot. So if it ended today, they would be in as the 7th seed.
Oof. But they have a chance to win the division. No, they don't. They don't have the chance to win the division.
No.
Detroit's in their division.
Detroit's already won it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was something to that, wasn't there? Because Detroit can move up to second because they're in third right now for
correct
seeding. They can move up to second, but it's like
they need to win, and then they have to have Dallas to lose because them and Dallas are the same record.
Yeah,
11-5. Well, cool.
So I mean, if you look at it, I mean, just from reading what the Times has. So the Cowboys' best possible is number 2. Worst position would be number 5, wild card. So they got a lot on the line there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Philadelphia Eagles. They could go number 2 in the division, but if the Eagles lose, they could go number 5 wild card.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crazy scenario. Lions. Lions are in pretty tight though, so they're going either number 2 division champ or number 3. So the Lions basically secured that up very well. Good on them. Packers, they got to win, and they need the Rams to beat the Niners this week.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If they can make that happen,
Niners aren't playing a lot of their players either.
They are. They're sitting a lot of them. They've already made it in.
And the Rams are still trying to play for it. So okay,
yeah, they're playing for a wild card spot. Yeah.
That's a big one. So their worst case scenario is they're out. Best case scenario, they get wild card.
Yeah.
Right.
And that same thing with the Vikings. Vikings have to win to get number 7 spot, or they're out.
That's crazy.
Dang, and they need the Broncos were in the NFC.
It's so crazy. I hear some of these teams and they're still fighting for positions. It's like these guys fucking suck.
With the same record as the Broncos, I'm over here like, what the hell?
You got
where are we?
Bucks, you're looking at, number 4 best outcome or out. They're out. If they lose, they're out.
Yep. That's the same for us.
Same with Saints. Winner go home. Same with Falcons, winner go home. So a lot line in the South there. NFC West, Niners already secured that. Rams, they're in. Win or lose, they're going to make a wild card, either 6 or 7 spot.
Yeah.
So Rams are good to go to stay in. And I know they're not playing like 8 of their players. I think they're going to try to get Puka Nacua to give that like last rookie game run. Yeah, get as many yards as you can to set the record.
He needs like 25 yards or something.
Yeah.
He needs 25 to set it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's right there. He had a great
He'll
season.
Get that on his first catch.
Right. And they'll fucking they'll pull him after that.
Sit him. Yep, right there.
That dude's got some luscious hair. If we just get real about it, he's got some hair on him, dude.
He had a great season
in the past.
Here comes Head and Shoulders, baby.
I think a lot of people were. That's
Troy
true.
Polamalu, get out. Puka, you're in.
No,
one poly to the next poly.
I think
What, Patrick
I
out?
think Troy stays, Patrick's out. You play like ass, you get thrown out.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
The game's got flakes on it.
Right?
I think
Sign
that's
his head and shoulders.
basically
Right.
That's it. That's it for our playoff standings. I mean, everything else is win or go home for some of these teams. A lot of interesting scenarios that could play out. But one scenario that was fun, I don't know if you guys watched that, was did you guys see them throwing fish over the top of the Kraken players?
I did see
they're
that.
walking off an NHL Winter Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like they should do more Winter Classics, not just the one of the year, and then it's like, but I mean they do it, and when they do it big too. That's what I like about it. It's like they do walkouts, they do it's
definitely
sick. I wish they did it more.
A sports bucket list item for me is to go catch one of those Winter Classics.
So bad.
Because this year it was the Seattle Kraken and was it
Golden Knights?
The Golden Knights. Did we get a result on that game?
3-0 Kraken.
Really?
Yeah, they put it to them.
Kraken's still good this year.
They are good.
They got a lot of the same guys.
Fucking Golden Knights, man. That's another franchise they're fucking nice.
And it's cool because they came out of the gate flying.
I know.
They got that expansion team, but
isn't
they've just been going back and forth.
Exactly. And both teams are that way. Both teams are new teams, and as soon as they come into the league, Vegas, they freaking go to the championship their first year and then win it the second year. So it's
Get on them.
I'm like, and then you see the Kraken kind of doing the same thing. So it's like,
all right.
They got some quick players on the Kraken team too.
Also, to just keep it with our hockey, Pittsburgh Boston game the other night. Holy cow! 6-5 thriller.
Jesus Christ!
Thriller. It was a good game. They had Brad Marchand did an interview that morning, and he was like, he's kind of a shit talker. He goes out there and he rubs people, bites them, spits on them and shit. Yeah, he just stirs shit up on them. And he's like, they're like asking him about if he's gonna like kind of shit talk Sid, and he's like, Sid's not one that you shit talk. You make that guy mad, he'll lay 3 on you in the next 2 minutes. He's like, I'm probably gonna stay away from that dude.
Smart on him.
Yeah.
The one story that I think is funny, and I think the rumors are like finally finalized, is what about Corey Perry going after Mr. Bedard's mom? Whoa, hello. Yes. So it finally came out that it was like a mom's weekend for the Blackhawks. And Corey Perry literally that weekend, somehow Bedard went to the Blackhawks organization to tell him about it. So I don't know if that's like him walking in on his mom and Corey.
Can you imagine?
That would be awkward as fuck.
There would be no more.
But somehow he took it to the organization, and now Corey Perry is no longer with the Blackhawks.
Corey Perry's old.
He's still playing pretty good. He's a good duck. He was one of your boys.
No, he was a great duck, but fuck, he's old now.
Yeah. Just banging moms.
Once he left, he really did fall off a little bit too.
Yeah.
He got a Stanley Cup with the Lightning down south.
Yeah, he did.
He was on the team.
He did.
He's on there. He scored some points.
That's the animosity then we all have.
Yes.
He got one.
He got one. Let's go with a bang a mom, which is funny because he could be married too. I mean, I think he's still married.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of good things coming from the hockey world. Honestly, I love that it's growing a lot more. Being out here in OKC, I got the Blazers when I was a kid, but that didn't stick around. And then when I moved out there with you guys, watching the Ducks and stuff, that was a big time. I loved it. You go to the pond, you sit out there, you sit outside in the little the venue to watch it with everybody when they're on away games. I'm like, dude,
there's nothing. There's really nothing. There's only a couple of things better than just like going to games for playoff hockey. playoff hockey live is just, it's one of those things where it's like, man, you're completely
Unreal.
immersed. It's fucking, everyone's on their feet. It's just different. It's so fun. It's my favorite time of the year.
Even when you go to a regular season game, I just feels like I love football, but when you go to an actual hockey game, everyone's locked in. Like, hey, you need to go sit down now. I'm trying to watch the puck go around. I want to see the big hits, and then the moment any type of fight breaks down, everyone jumps up and everyone just gets into it. And even like, especially women, I think women more enjoy hockey games because it's just constant. For us football lovers, it's in and out. But with hockey, it's just nonstop.
And I will say, it doesn't matter the level of hockey you watch. Like for example, I went back to Austin for just kind of schmoozing clients and stuff like that, and we went to a hockey game, the Texas Stars, which is the farm team of the Dallas Stars, and we watched them play. And dude, it was like you're watching a Stars game, but in a small arena, like a little kid's arena, watching it, and you're just like, dude, I'm right here next to the glass with these dudes. Like, it's so sick. But
and there's not really a bad seat in a hockey arena, right? Kind of like basketball, where it's like you see everything. There's not really a bad seat.
Yeah.
All right. Nice. Good recap.
Yeah, I think we got a lot of good sports coming our way.
Nice.
But I think we
just
need
to finish off the recap though. Finishing off the recap though is a good NBA, upcoming, soon to be champions, the OKC Thunder, with all their fucking young talent and all the best players. It's like I'm having visions of when it was Russ, KD, Harden. We had a squad, and we have a better squad now than we did then. So,
hot take.
Get your hand coolers, because this is going to be a hot take. We are going to win within the next 3 years. Fucking take it or leave it.
Oh, I mean, no. I don't even want to hear about it. If Chet can stay healthy, you guys are a force.
Just hung a banner.
Shea.
Yeah. Lakers are hanging up banners already.
The Lakers got their ass beat last night and have a losing record.
Don't worry about us right now.
I don't give a shit about the Lakers.
Yeah, I don't fucking like them either.
I always got to tell DJ this.
Is looking pretty nice, though.
Well, dude, they got Ant, man. Ant's nice.
Minnesota's nice. You can't forget Boston, though. Boston's looking real nice.
OKC just beat Boston, yeah. We were on an 8-game winning streak. Yeah, it was. I mean, what I don't like, though? I mean, I like it because it's nice, but these players coming out and being like, oh, these guys are OKC, man. They keep saying it. I'm like, no, I want people not believing in us.
Good.
I want people, if you weren't with us when we had 18 picks and now we got 32, get out. We still have all the picks too. We have this good of a team and these young picks. So,
but Sean McVay say fuck those picks.
yeah. Was that Sean McVay or the GM? He's like,
one of the
he
two
wore the
at
shirt.
He's like, fuck those picks, fuck them picks.
Yeah, that's awesome. But I mean, we'll see. Long season still ahead for OKC, but we're sitting pretty in the second seed right now. So.
Until it gets a little bit hotter, that's when I really get into basketball, right? It's still football, right?
Football.
Yeah. It's hard to pay attention right now anyway. It's
totally.
So many, got college going on. You got everything. So
let's dive into that.
Yeah, let's go on to the next one. Next segment.
I mean, so it's on deck, but I feel like we've kind of we touched on the NFL already, 18. We already talked about the championship for the college.
Facts.
We just talked about NHL, NBA. I haven't been watching very much golf right now because of NFL and all the other sports. So I don't know if you've been watching it, Clay, or Caden.
We're getting heated up a little bit.
They have that. Isn't the first live tournament coming up? They're doing it in Hawaii, actually. I forgot what it was
one in
called.
Hawaii, and we're getting one here in Tennessee. I'm already bought my tickets to go to that.
Oh, cool. And it is kind of not. It's kind of nice to see that Live Golf is like now kind of being accepted by the PGA, and now where you can actually watch events, right? Where
we know why though, right?
Yeah,
because they got that
one going over. It's like
they got that Saudi money, baby.
They got a lot of money.
You heard that Jay Monahan, the president of the PGA, he was like his salary was like outrageous compared to just what the it was.
Oh, really?
I think that's kind of why, and like even the person who was like most for the PGA, Rory, he like even came out and he was like, I think I was probably wrong about Liv, and like
totally.
And it's like, okay, yeah, because you see that you were working for a scumbag himself as well. So,
right. Yeah, it's all fucking money, right? And these guys, we're talking money. It's like hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars.
That's what I think the PGA Tour finally came back and said, okay, let's start opening it, because obviously once they signed John Rahm, which John Rahm hated Liv, he was like, well, I'm not going to sell out. And then ends up signing a massive deal with Liv to go play there, and about his family, it makes sense. It's like, what do you want? I mean, you still have so much competition on the Liv side, but it also gives a lot of the young competition on the PGA Tour to play into that.
Yeah,
to me, it seems like all the All-Stars went over to, other than Rory and Colin Morikawa, there's still some great players on the PGA.
Yet.
But all the All-Stars are getting signed and going over to Liv.
Right.
And it's just it's a party over there. I mean, when you're on hole, I think it was a hole 15. I mean, even whether or not you get a hole in one or not, they got DJ pumping.
Yeah.
I know I couldn't swing. You got all those people, music's going, everyone's drinking, just trying to hit a par 3 shot. It's a way different vibe, and I feel like it's bringing more people into golf.
Exactly.
And the PGA.
And that's, I think that's the end goal, right? Is to get, as many people attracted to golf as you can. A sport 100%. That for the longest time was, only exclusive to like, the elegant and the bougie and the high class. Well, now it's like, the common man
can get fun to watch. With
exactly.
Your standard, like regular fans that don't really follow it as much.
Totally. And I think that's a win for golf in general.
Which kind of transitions good into the UFC. They were like that for a long time, and like that sort of thing. They were.
Do you guys see with the UFC Connor, who he's fighting?
Yeah, I didn't see that. That's coming up here soon, isn't he? He's fighting someone pretty big.
Michael Chandler.
Yes, that's right. That's a phenomenal fight.
Isn't there a fight? Isn't there a fight coming up? A big card coming up? I think it's in early February.
300.
It's
UFC 300.
Yeah.
Connor in it, isn't it?
Oh, is he in that one?
Yeah.
That's that quick.
I thought he was the 300. I think it was UFC 300.
I don't know if it's that one. I know he's like, I don't know if it's that one, but I mean, even the next one, I think the UFC 299 or whatever is supposed to be pretty big too. So, I mean, I just love it because we got a bunch of crazy champs in there right now. Like,
well, I know, not the next fight card, but the one. So January 13th is the next one.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
It's Johnny Walker versus Magomed. I don't even know how to say his last name.
Oh God! Oh yeah. Okay.
Magomedov.
One of those freaking Kazakhstan guys. Fight those guys.
But that's not for the belt.
April 13.
That's just like not a championship.
I think the next big one is the Strickland Duplessis fight.
Duplessis.
That's the one after. That's on January 20th, and that's for the middleweight belt.
Ooh. How about that guy moving the little kids out of the way before he attacks them in the audience?
I know, in the stands.
He's like, excuse me. Fuck you.
That was funny.
He just started swinging, and then he was like laughing after, like, oh yeah, like, this is a good time.
Dude, he was getting some elbows on Duplessis too.
I heard Joe Rogan. I think I heard Joe talk about it. He was just like, I don't think I've ever seen like a champion like handle himself like that and actually get into a fight like in the stands and then like laugh about it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of. I mean, we've all seen those clips of fucking Nate Diaz, who's like fuck it, or stories
Right.
about him
He
just
would
like.
slap
fights
people, though.
anywhere.
I know that's like his vibe.
He's
So
like the
Strickland,
most disrespectful dude too. Like he'll slap you, and then like
Literally.
you know, like I don't know if I could take being slapped. I'd be fucking pissed.
And he
Strickland's
gets right up in you. Yeah.
Strickland's in the middleweight division.
Yeah, because he
Yeah.
beat.
Jesus Christ.
He
Adesanya.
is 185.
Fuck.
He beat
That guy
Adesanya.
that guy looks big, dude.
Oh, and then you got Raquel Pennington and Myra Buenos Silva. That's going to be the co-main event.
They're on that card too.
That's bantamweight. Yeah.
Gotcha. I saw that.
That should be good. I got a couple good prelims in there. You got Shad Woodson. That's a good one with Charles Jourdain. Dominic Reyes with Carlos Ulberg. That should be a really good fight, actually. A little light heavyweight.
I want to see. I know it's not for a while, but March 9th, O'Malley versus Vera too.
Yes.
That's gonna be dirty.
What is that? UFC like 299? I think I saw.
I don't know. I could just see that it's
Yeah,
March
that's
9th.
$299, baby.
Yeah, I saw that Sean O'Malley card. Yeah, I'm ready to see Sean get back in there. Yeah, that's gonna be
Cheeto,
Shiny boy.
Guy who
He's
beat
already
him.
beaten Cheeto, right?
No,
Yeah, he
Cheeto
is.
beat him.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, Cheeto beat him, and then Cheeto lost in the title fight,
Yeah,
and then Sean got the.
that's true.
Because that's what he was saying. Because old boy wanted a rematch, and he was like, "You're gonna have to wait. I got other people." Remember, he's like, and talking about Cheeto.
Yeah.
Which what a name.
All right. Totally.
All right, so let's go into a segment that I think we all want to know, not only ourselves, but the viewers want to also. We want to get you guys involved here as well. Want to discuss a personal sports related topic that, whether it's someone you fell in love with and got you into the game, something that you did to fall in love with the game, or someone that you looked up to that just made you play harder. We want to give your feedback. So we're going to start off with Mr. DJ over there. DJ, give us that one person or that one moment that made you fall in love for any game. Doesn't matter what it is.
I mean, it would obviously have to be my dad. I mean, my dad coached me in everything.
Big old
I mean, even
B.O.B.
before I even got into football, it was BMX. I mean, you could see behind me right here the freaking #1 plate when I won the trophy was bigger than me at like age 14 or 12 or whenever it was.
Yeah.
And so my dad just driving me to like always on my ass, practicing baseball, football, him coaching, like pretty much every sport that I've ever like gotten involved with, that he's like, yeah, he just has that freaking don't give a shit, don't be a pussy mentality, and just be the best that you could be. And so, yeah, I mean, you can ask fun. I took a lot of ass chewings growing up, playing no matter what sport I played. But I think that's what drove like my passion for the game. That's what drove me to like want to be better, to continue to practice. Even to this day, like I don't need to play sports, but like I still like keep like the whole work ethic of like being like an athlete, like working out, eating right, like that. He just instilled that into me at such a young age that I think that is what has made me fall in love with pretty much every sport that I've played. Every sport that I have honestly played, he has coached me in. So it's like it's kind of hard to not give him credit for everything 100%. That I've done.
100%.
Very respected man, very well known man in our community.
Totally.
Give it up for D.O.B.
Totally.
I love
Big
Mr.
Chief.
D.O.B.
No free shout out, big chief.
Caden, let's hear your person or moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think the moment was probably when because I played baseball growing up. You know, it was like you started when you're 3, you always played baseball. Well, there was a time in my life where I was kind of burnt out. Baseball was just always baseball. So I was like, I need something that I want to do. I always loved football. I didn't play it. I begged to play, and my mom was like trying to put me in flag football, and I was like, that's not for me. I don't need flag football. And my dad was like, nah, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it, and put me in Little League when I was in 4th grade. And I remember the first day of practice, I was they didn't have a quarterback, but I didn't know that. I was just out there. I'm just like sitting there slinging it, and one of the coaches comes over and they're like, "Hey, you throw the ball pretty good. You want to play quarterback?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." So started playing quarterback. I was a scramble first quarterback. I was looking to run. I was the original Vanilla Vic.
What?
Vanilla Vic.
Number 7. I wore number 7. I had crazy legs. People couldn't catch me. It was crazy, but
You're slow.
that's probably the one moment where, I mean, DJ, I already raced you once. I don't need to do it again. Thank you. But I will say, what got me into it is, that first hit. I knew I could take it. That
got
very
smacked.
first. No, I was the truck. They were the pavement. So basically,
do you remember that coach's name?
Oh, yeah, Johnny Walker.
The UFC fighter.
No, this guy was the size of a fucking dump truck. The guy was huge. He had a fupa. I mean, dude, no shout-outs, but he was huge.
Hey, those Pop Warner coaches are different.
And he had a son named Johnny Walker Jr., and he was a little spaz. He would we're like in 3rd grade, and he would just pop off and be like, "Fuck you," like just start going off. Like it's crazy. It was crazy, but we didn't win a game that first year, but hey, it is what it is. We were finding out who we were. I was learning how to play, but like I said, that first hit. I think that was what I was most worried about going into it. I was like, am I going to be able to take the hits? I didn't know. Right. I didn't know how it was. All I seen was NFL big hits in the 90s. So it's like, all right, I don't know if I can do this, but, I had an older brother. We played a little game. Not allowed to say what the name is anymore because I'll be canceled. But
smear the little guy.
Yes, smear
the deer.
It rhymes with schmear.
Smear the deer. Yeah, smear the deer. Yeah, and so I thought I could probably do it. If I could take beatings like that, I could probably do it. And after I got my first collision, first Oklahoma drill, being out here in Oklahoma where it originated. Thank you. But that first time, I was just like, this is for me. And then, rest is history. I figured out I wasn't a quarterback later on. I was more of a wide receiver, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Nice,
okay. I like that. That's a good one. Olsen, what do you got?
Yeah. So, like what D said, right? Growing up, obviously, my dad, a lot of my uncles, all, collegiate athletes in various sports, football, baseball. And so, yeah, I think, part of it is nurture, right? You're kind of just brought up in that environment. And it's like you try to find, your way in your family. And hey, my family really loves sports. Well, shoot, why don't I love sports? Right. So that definitely was the
stepping
push.
stone.
Yeah, exactly. And to think of one moment where I was like, oh shit, like this is gonna be my passion for like the rest of my life was it's my first year playing. So I'm like 8 or 9. And this was back in the day. Remember junior Mighty Mites? You're fucking like, you gotta weigh in. I think the max weight was like 70 pounds. And, I'm walking in I'm walking in at like 50 pounds. And we played at Canyon Hills Pop Warner, and we're playing out at Saddleback. And it's my first game, first time ever, playing football. And opening kickoff comes, and I'm back there returning it, and make a couple of guys miss. I'm going down the sideline, and as I'm running down the sideline, I've got tears like running down my eyes, thinking like, "Holy shit, I'm about to fucking score my first touchdown!" And I cross the end zone. I'm like in full on tears. I got all the boys running over to me, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" Like I'd never felt that feeling of just like euphoria of like, oh my God, like all these people are cheering and congratulating me for doing something that I just was doing. Right. So I think that was the one moment I was like, okay, that rush or that high, right? I was like, I'm going to have to do this forever or as long as I can. So, family. And probably that one moment was where, okay, ball is going to be a part of my life.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Really sick.
I'd
What
have
about
to
you,
go.
Clay?
I'd have to probably go the moment for the love of the game. I was known for the crackback guy. I loved crackback hits.
Hey,
And
illegal now.
so
Illegal.
the moment that gave me that love was, I want to say it was junior midget.
Nice,
And
nice.
that's what,
Whoa.
10 or 11?
Yep, sounds about
And
right.
running back. Mind you, that never happened again, but I got to play running back.
Nice,
Through the
nice.
years, we were playing the Bellflower Broncos.
Nice.
So those boys are big. So there's the good guys. There's 2, 4, 5, and 9. If they're wearing those numbers, here we go. And that moment there, that was probably the biggest hole I've seen all season. 5 was standing there. That guy didn't have a position. He just roved. He just, wherever the ball goes, you go.
Yeah.
And I tried to lower my shoulder into him, and I just, boom. He went back, and I went back. Mind you, my bell is rung, and he stands me up. He shakes my hand. It's like, good shit, white boy. Way to throw a hit. I am hurting. I am hurting. And I'm looking at my dad in the stands. He's laughing his ass off. Coach is like, hey, you want to go sit down? Yeah, I'm good for the game. What are you talking about? I am hurting. And I feel like that moment there on feeling that and getting more adjusted into hitting with pads made the crackback so much more fun, because what that hard hit felt like, to where you could just give that feeling of, hey, I could really hit you if you don't pay attention, keep your head on a swivel. I loved that. So that would probably be my moment of where I fell more in love with football, because there's always someone bigger and there's always someone that's going to hit you harder. And it's more fun because I feel like you gain more respect knowing that you are the little guy going for the big hit, even if it's a shake hands or pound a knuckle, and that guy's bigger than you. It's like, to gain that little respect on the other side, good hit.
Totally.
Totally. That's a good moment there,
Going off of what Clay was saying, like that sweet spot hit, it's kind of like hitting a baseball, right? Where when you lay into a guy, right? Pause. But when you smack a guy, and it's so hard, it's like that. You're hitting like that sweet spot on the baseball bat where you don't even feel it. It just kind of rushes through your body. Those are the hits.
A sweet spot on the dude.
That's good.
From behind.
Yeah,
from behind.
I think that's the G spot, not the sweet spot.
I would say for the person, though, I'm always at a 50-50 because I love the underdogs. I've always been an underdog fan. Totally. I couldn't go one person because the 50-50 for me is David Eckstein playing for the Angels. Absolute dog. Nice. Love him. And my boy, Eric Weddle, always an undersized safety, always came and laid a hat, smart competitor. He got to play. He finally got his Super Bowl ring, and David Eckstein got 2 World Series champions. I love those underdog stories. So for me, those two, just seeing those guys,
two
younger
great athletes right there.
2 great athletes that got a chance to go.
Very respected at their position and their sports that they play in.
100%. Those 2 I looked up.
You should have listed me too, though, Clay.
I'd say, I want you.
4th grade hit.
I think we all have those good hits, but I'd love to hear from what you guys have to say. Put your guys' moments down in the comments, like this, what kind of game give you love for the game? What was your moment, we'll give you guys a shout out. So we're going to be going in and doing some giveaways maybe once we get the ball up and rolling, but we want to give you guys shout outs on here to give you guys that moment that you can feel part of the boys, and not only hearing from our experiences, but definitely hearing from your guys.
We can interact with you, read your stories, and
exactly.
We love interacting with you guys.
Yes, please do. Please.
Now the fun part. This is where we really want to see the interaction. Is we're going to the draft, baby. Here we go.
The draft. For our last segment of the show, we're gonna do what we're gonna call the draft. Right? It's gonna be a snake draft between 4 of our hosts, and we're gonna pick a topic each week, right? And we're gonna do a 5-round snake style draft. And again, we would love your guys, the audience's participation and interaction. We would love to get a vote on, and each week we'll tally up the votes and who of the hosts had the best draft. And then what we're planning on is that maybe after 10 episodes or 10 weeks, we we tally up and we see who has the least amount of votes, and we make that guy do something real stupid.
Stupid.
So for this first episode, the draft is going to be on. We are going to be drafting the best sports movies. So
Yes.
we already have the draft order, and on the clock for the first pick, we have. I'll just go through the order actually. So it's going to be Caden, then it's going to be D, Clay, and myself, and then I'll wrap around for round 2 for the first pick of round 2. So
Perfect.
we are drafting for the best sports movies, and again, audience. Once we're done with this, please go ahead and vote. We would love to get a good interaction and see who has the best drafting skills in the brotherhood. So, Caden, why don't you start us off, brother? Pick number 1, round 1, drafting the best sports movies.
Yeah, and for it being number 1 pick, I mean, this is going to come down to just being where I'm at geographically. My favorite honestly, football movie of all time is Friday Night Lights, the movie. Being from Oklahoma,
not a bad pick.
Permian,
Not a bad
Midland.
pick. I figured that was going first overall anyways.
Yeah, that one, it's just out there. It tells the story just like how college football is in the South, and that's why I love it. So
Nice.
Friday Night Lights, great pick. D.
All right, I'm gonna stick on that football subject, and I'm taking the second one. Remember the Titans, baby.
God damn it!
Okay.
I thought that was gonna be. I feel like I'm gonna get heat for not picking them first.
Yeah, that's definitely that's not a bad 1 and 2. Clayton.
I'm gonna have to go with an old classic, good old Sandlot. Give me Sandlot. Third overall.
I had that too.
Ooh, Sandlot, not bad. Oh
Okay.
shit! You guys made
Chris?
this a little. Okay. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna stick with the. I'm gonna stick with the football trend, and I'm
Okay.
going with maybe a little underrated. One of my all-time favorites, The Replacements.
Oh no, with Keanu Reeves, dude. That was gonna be my second.
I thought I was Footsteps Falco from Ohio State back in the day. All right,
Back to you now, Penna.
and it comes back to me.
Yeah, and then Penna gets another one. Yeah.
So
Okay.
so I got The Replacements for my second round pick. I'm gonna go with
TikTok.
I'm gonna go with this one. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the classic Miracle.
Okay.
The hockey. I'm sure everyone's seen it, right? The U.S. Olympic team, Miracle.
Okay.
So I've got Replacements.
I know how
and
you
Miracle.
guys are drafting, so I'm gonna have to switch mine up.
Coming back to
guys
play.
I think you guys are drafting. I see it. I'm gonna have to go with. They made a new one of it, and I thought it sucked. But the original, I'm going. White Men Can't Jump. The original White Men Can't Jump.
I hate you, but I had that.
Woody Harrelson and what was the other one?
I don't. It's not Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes.
No.
Wesley
Is it?
Snipes. That was a classic.
Oh no, it wasn't.
Yeah, it's Wesley Snipes in the original.
I thought it was
No. No, Wesley Snipes,
isn't it?
Yeah.
So Clay, you got that.
Yeah.
You got Men Can't Jump. All right, for my second overall pick, I'm going back to another classic, Happy Gilmore.
Ooh,
classic.
there it is, the first golf one. That's a classic. It's all in the hips. It's all in the
All right, Caden.
Yeah, all right. This one's going to take you boys back to your childhood a little bit. Little Giants.
No, I was going to go third
Little
round there.
Little Giants.
I thought I was going to get that one. That's good pick.
All right,
good pick.
Caden, starting off round 3.
Starting off again. This is a personal favorite. I'm not even sure if you boys know this one being out there on the West Coast, but Varsity Blues.
That's a classic. That's
amazing
a classic. I'll give you that.
movie.
Question: is that a movie or a TV show?
It's a movie.
No, it's a movie, and then they made a TV show about it later.
Got it.
No, but it wasn't called Varsity Blues. That was
it was
that you're talking about with like the Goat House and stuff like that.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
that's not the
smooth.
same thing.
All righty. Daddy is up.
Yep.
Oh,
Round 3.
All right. I'm going to stick to the comedy
Love
Okay.
sports movies. And this should be a classic for everybody. I don't know who
Okay.
doesn't like this movie. We're going to go with Dodgeball, a true
Oh.
underdog
Oh.
story.
it.
Great movie. I'm
I
jealous
like
of that
that.
one.
Love in my draft.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at your face right now. Fuck. Okay.
All
Clayton.
football movies.
Okay,
They gotta
okay.
go
I
away.
gotta get the classic. Third round, it might not be there in 4. I'm gonna have to go with Caddyshack. Give me Caddyshack, third rounder.
Oh, no, you broke up.
Good.
I didn't hear that. I'm
No,
sorry.
Did
He
I?
said
Caddyshack.
Going Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. Got it. Caddyshack. Classic.
All right, Chris.
Okay, I'm getting my wraparound. So my third pick, right? This is my third pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going with. Surprised this lasted this long. Another Adam Sandler classic, The Waterboy.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I like it.
The Waterboy. Yes.
That is a
Nice.
good one.
Okay. Going off my first pick for round 4, right? We're going 5 rounds. So these are our last
Yeah.
2 picks, boys. So for
Yeah.
fourth round, I'm going to get a little sentimental here. I'm going to pull out the audience's heartstrings a little bit. I'm going to go with the baseball classic, Keanu Reeves again, Hardball.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, that is.
Yeah. What was the team's name? God, it would start with a K.
Hardball.
Cucamongas. Or
Yes,
Cucamonga.
yes.
That is a great
Hardball.
movie.
That is a
All
good
right,
one.
Benno.
Hey, also Michael B. Jordan's in that as a kid.
Oh, no. Did you go
That-
twice?
That was
Yeah,
yeah.
that was my-
he
that's
went,
my
he
fourth
went
round.
twice.
So
All right,
coming
so
back to
you're up.
Clay.
I feel like that's still gonna be there down at the bottom. Because we get 2 more. We get 2 more picks, right? We get one more snake
Correct.
in this.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with I got a few basketball, baseball. Ooh, give me Major League. Give me Major
Yeah.
League with
Charlie Sheen, right?
Charlie Sheen. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not bad. That's not a
Nice.
bad pick.
You
All
took
right.
mine, but all right.
All right.
Mr.
I
Westfall.
will. I'm going different sport each time. We're going to go to basketball. We're going to go with Coach Carter.
That was on my list too.
Oh,
A great
man.
movie.
That's a good steal there at the
movie.
end.
God damn. All right, Caden.
I'm forgetting
Round
some.
4.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go back to my football and go back to Longest Yard, Adam Sandler.
Love it.
Ooh,
The
I
Love
have
newer
that.
that.
one,
I like
not the
that
old one.
one.
I like the old one,
Yeah.
but the newer one was better for
Yeah,
me.
it's a good one. It's Adam Sandler does a good job in all these movies. I mean,
And your last
Yeah.
pick, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
round
my
5.
Last pick. This was a tough one. You know, I have a bunch of others I'm not thinking of right now, but I'm gonna go with the classic Like Mike.
Ooh, I love it.
Mike.
I like it. I like it.
Make me like
All
Mike.
right. My
All right,
last
Mr.
pick.
Westfall, yes.
Switching up the sport again. We are going to go with a classic comedy again. We're going to go with Talladega Nights.
Oh, God,
oh,
dude.
I guess that's a good sport. I like that.
Yeah.
Forget
and
him, dude.
He's got variety in there, too. God.
He does.
Yeah,
He does.
You do got.
All right, Mr. Clayton, your last pick.
Last pick. This one's gonna throw everybody up. Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Get on
Yeah.
up. It's Bob Sunny
Bob.
time. Cool runnings. Let's go. Let me get cool runnings on 5, baby.
I like that. All right, to round off the first draft, I'm surprised this pick got this far. I'm gonna go with Jamie Foxx classic, Any Given Sunday. Any
Yeah.
Given Sunday. If you
Yeah,
haven't
I
seen
don't-
Any Given Sunday, dude. Pacino, bro.
An
One of the
honorable
greatest-
mention.
Yes, let's go
Honorable
for some honorable
mention.
mention.
Wait, did you do both of yours,
Rocky?
Benno?
No, that was my
I
last
only got
pick.
one.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're done.
Okay. So honorable mention, Rocky. That's a big one.
I got Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky's a big
Creed.
one.
Creed's a good one.
I got Gridiron Gang.
Great
Gridiron,
one.
That's a good
Gridiron
one, too.
Gang, dude.
Slap
88
shot?
for
I
life.
also
Slap shot.
I got Space Jam.
I was gonna go with
Good.
Space Jam
Okay.
or Cool
We're gonna
Runnings.
get roasted in the comments for no Space Jam.
I know.
I
I
got
got sad
OG
about that. I already
Bears.
took my basketball though.
Ooh,
Bad News Bears.
Bad News Bears is a good one.
Yeah.
D, I'm
Mighty
surprised.
Ducks.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up radio. I thought that would have been your number one.
You know what was going to be my number one, but I don't know if it qualified as a sport. Was The Ringer.
The Ringer. Oh man.
It's the Olympics.
Fucking Phil guy.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the Ringer's so
The
funny.
Mighty Ducks.
That's funny.
The
Mighty Ducks, yeah.
Classic.
Air
I also-
Bud.
Air
Airbud,
Bud. I was
great
just
one.
gonna say
Airbud.
that one. All
Have
right,
you guys
folks,
ever
well-
seen
Brink.
last one?
Sorry.
Have you guys ever seen Shia LaBeouf, The Greatest Game Ever Played?
I was gonna use that
It's
one.
a golf
No.
movie.
It's so
Dude,
phenomenal.
really
I was
good.
gonna use that one.
Really good movie. The Greatest
I
Game
haven't
Ever
seen
Played.
it.
It's
Highly
really
recommend.
good. I was gonna put it in there.
So let's
I forgot to
watch
recap real
that.
quick. D, go through your 5 picks just so the listeners can. Well, obviously,
All
we'll have
right.
this posted, but let's just
My
give a little
5.
recap.
Remember the Titans.
Ooh.
Happy Gilmore. Dodgeball: A True Underdog Story. Coach Carter and Talladega Nights.
Damn, Caden.
Yeah, mine's Friday Night Lights.
You guys
Little
wrote this down.
Giants. Varsity Blues. Longest Yard and Like Mike.
Nice.
Got it. Clayton.
I gotta remember what I even picked.
Clay, you had Sandlot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Then you
right.
had White Man Can't Jump.
that's right. Yep.
And then you had Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
Oh, that's right. That's
And
right.
then
And Major League, and
Major
then
League, and then
we
Cool
ended with-
Runnings.
and Cool Runnings to end
Cool
with. That's
Runnings.
right.
That's not bad. That's not bad. And then to finish it off, I had The Replacements, Miracle,
Love that.
Waterboy, Hardball, and Any Given Sunday.
Like
So
that.
again, all the audience members, please, we're gonna post this up so you guys can go and vote. And yeah, please give your interactions. And again, like what Clay was saying earlier, please give us your stories about your nostalgia moments, man. We would love to read them and love to hear them. Let's build
Please.
Yes,
let's
definitely.
build the brotherhood audience as much as we can.
Yeah, we want that so bad. We're going to try to build a great community with all of you guys and bring you guys into what our brotherhood is and get you guys part of what we do and what we love and talk about. It's not always going to be the same of what we talk about. Obviously there's going to be our current sports, but we want to talk about a lot of stuff that brings people happiness in sports. So
Totally.
with that, boys, we got anything
Definitely.
else for them?
I think we're good, man. All good.
The boys are
Until
back.
next time,
Yeah.
until next week, you guys enjoy. It's been a phenomenal time. We'll catch you next week. We'll see you in the comments. Don't be afraid to comment, like, subscribe. Until next time, adios.
See ya.
See ya.
Boom.
Nice.